And the last thing I want to talk about that annoys me is the Colorado Clean Indoor Air Act, better known as the reason we all have to go outside to smoke. Take little field trips together, like a recess, because we can't smoke in here. And it pisses me off for a lot of reasons. Has anybody read the Colorado Clean Indoor Air Act? No. Don't read it, because then you'll be as bitter as I am inside. There's a line in it that's very telling. It says that the General Assembly found that it was in the best interest of the people of this state to protect non-smokers from involuntary environmental tobacco smoke. And that word involuntary is very telling, because what that implies is that before that act got passed, smokers were going out and just dragging non-smokers into bars and restaurants and blowing the smoke in their face on purpose. It was never involuntary. We weren't running around in groups tackling joggers and just forcing them to kneel in the middle of us while we blew cigarette smoke in their face, laughing like a bukkake video, but with smoke instead of steaming. Pisses me off. And side note, one of the things I love about bukkake videos it's not the actual video itself. I love that it presents people with a really awkward social setting. Because at some point, probably in Japan, this has to have happened. Two guys met each other in a bar like this, and one of them looks at the other and says, "You look really familiar. Where do I know you from?" I don't know. I was just thinking that. Oh, were you the guy standing next to me jerking off on that girl's face? That was you. How you been? Good. Remember that guy that shot his load like 30 seconds in and the director had to cut because we were all laughing? Good times. And it's happened the other way too. A guy and a girl run into each other at a bar, and the guy looks at the woman and says, "You look really familiar to me. Where do I know you from?" "Oh, were you that girl's face 30 guys jerked off onto?" "That is you. How you been? How's things? Still doing bukkake videos? Fantastic. I didn't recognize you almost because your face doesn't look laminated today." Anyway, now that you know what I Google while I'm at home. Where was I? Smoking indoors, that's right. The problem I have with the Colorado Clean Indoor Air Act is that it says it's in the best interest of the people in this state. But it's clearly not. It was in the best interest of the non-smokers. It was not in any of the smokers' interests to ban smoking indoors. It wasn't in any of the business owners' interests to take their liberty away and tell them how to run their own businesses. It's in the non-smokers' best interest. And it's not because of the health risk. I know it's not, because even if they prove that cigarette smoke isn't harmful and that it actually can get you laid more often, and this place put in the most state-of-the-art filtration system in the world, they would still not want it because they find it annoying. And that's not fair, because I don't ask them to outlaw things that I find annoying. I don't ask them to pass legislation that bans drunk midget bitches from coming into bars like this and fucking up my evening. It's not fair. What if I were to walk up and ask them to ban bikers from coming into bars? Because they're a potential health risk to me, because every time a biker's in the bar, they might snap and beat my ass because I'm a faggot, pretty boy looking motherfucker. Should we ban beautiful women from bars? Because every time I don't pay attention to where I'm walking because I'm too busy staring at another woman that won't fuck me, and I might trip and fall on my ass? That's a potential health risk. It's just, where do you draw the line? And I think that people just need to quit putting up with the bullshit and start smoking indoors. What if I were to start smoking right now, in the middle of my set? Would you guys freak out? No! Is that what we become? Call the cops? It's a cigarette!
Bro, that's illegal.
I know, isn't that sad? If you filmed the reaction of somebody about to smoke inside, you'd think that I was going to slit a puppy's throat. It's just not fair.
Light it!
No, I'm not going to light it because it's illegal. But I think what we need to do is we need to do the opposite of what they expect. Because they expect for us to fight to take the bars back. Because I know a lot of non-smokers are very adamant about not having cigarette smoke in the bar, and even some of the smokers I know think, well, you know, maybe you should ban it in restaurants and shit like that, but not the bar. And you know what? Fuck that. Pick a side and stand up for what you believe in. I think not only should we be allowed to smoke in restaurants and bars, I should be able to walk into a daycare center with a lit cigarette and just walk around giving the kids a sense of reality, for Christ's sakes. Just bend down like, well, Timmy, life's not fair. Shotgun. Grow up. And I know a lot of you probably think I'm an evil bastard for wanting to blow cigarette smoke in a child's face, but you know what? It's always those kids that end up getting sheltered while they grow up, that grow up to have breathing problems. Isn't that funny? Because their immune systems don't learn how to compensate for the germs they run into. And not only that, but if you're a parent that likes to shelter your child from germs, there's a big problem. See, you like to control everything in their environment, but 95% of your immunity comes from genetics, which, lest we forget, is something none of us can control. We all have different healths, every single one of us. And you're worried about environment. My grandfather smoked 3 packs of cigarettes a day for 50 years and didn't get lung cancer. You're worried about maybe once a week getting environmental tobacco smoke when there's really no proof one way or the other that it is harmful. So you know what? I think as a protest, all of the smokers in here should just light up and blow it in the face of the nearest non-smoker we can find. That's my dream, is to just ruin a non-smoker's day. Because somebody ruined mine. And I'm bitter. Okay, now that I got all of you thinking about terrible shit, I'd like to thank you all once more on behalf of all the artists for coming out to the Zodiac. And that $100 still stands for anyone who wants to fuck up that midget. I don't care if she's gone. It's an open offer. Until I'm dead or she is. Okay, Anthony, you probably could. Because you're the same size as her. Yeah, okay. Everybody, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your evening on Labor Day weekend. Thank you for coming out. Fuck midgets.